Hello, greetings. Hopefully, you are receiving. I guess my internet died, so my pasty self is back. Maybe it's Zoom had something to do with it. So I had to call the internet company. They had to reboot the router and everything. And so I was pretty much wrapping up, but anyway. So I guess something around here is not too pleased from what my feeling is. So whatever. At least that's the feeling I'm getting from all of this. It does seem like people are waking up in their own way, at least. As for my internet going down, I imagine it has something to do with it in some ways. The reason I called I could have just rebooted the thing, but I figured I'll call the internet company because they were just here to fix it. So, of course, I'm not fixing the picture. It'd be nice if they would, but they're not involved with that. So, yeah, I do feel MIB energies around. That's nice. Nothing to worry about, of course. As for, let's see, about the go into a little bit more of the secret space program and the super soldier program. Of course, that's like way off topic from what I was talking about. It does seem like there will be more leaks about that over the next couple of months, probably maybe around December time period. Reason maybe around Antarctica, more details of how they get to where they lift off. I believe somewhere have somewhere. Of course, they're all around the world, but it does seem like Antarctica is one of the places that they do their launches. From what I'm feeling, at least. As for Atlantis being in Antarctica, I'm not feeling that so much. There are things of Atlantis in Antarctica. Of course, there is Agartha in Antarctica, or the North Pole, but I believe that in Antarctica there's, anyway. Let's see here. Anything from? I was talking about the economy, and then everything went to pot. One thing I am getting from that is that they do like having fear of people worrying about the economy crashing, because it does help lower the vibrations and making people feel uneasy. So when you're not worried about the economy, they can't really make any money off of that. So, of course, people are betting on the economy crashing. There's a lot of that going on. But for the most part, people are worried to some degree. And I say not to be worried at all. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. Not to say jobs are going to stay on forever, especially mine. Especially like the retail, like the grocery area. I believe it's safe for right now until Amazon kicks in. That'll be about a year or two. Then it's all going to go to hell. But I think it'll be better for everybody. That's why the grocery business is all that exciting. So, as for, let's see here. As for the cabal energies here, I am feeling some of that of. Not sure what that's about. But as for the cabal energies, the reason why I'm getting this. It does feel like they are letting their grip up a little bit. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know. I'm just getting that right now. It does seem like they are. I don't know. They might. I believe even they were starting to start leaking stuff about themselves, trying to make themselves look good. I think I mentioned that a while ago. They're trying to make themselves look like they're not the problem or whatever it is. I believe it's through Rothschild, Rockefeller, and others that have not. Other names that are not on the list. They use. I guess they're here now. I wasn't planning on going in this direction, but anyway, they used Disney as a one way to help them with their karma, and also to get their messages through. Basically, they say what they're going to do, and then they do it. But I'm not seeing anything major right now. I'm not sure who this is, but they're having problems with Trump listening to them. This is like the more negative side. He is controlled, but there's good and bad around him. Obviously, the negative is not too happy with him right now, but understand he is not putting himself in any kind of danger from what I'm seeing. Uh, of course, there's going to be heckling around him, whatever, if people don't like his morals, which is quite understandable. Uh, but it does seem like the negative is really just pissed off at him. He's not falling for a lot of their traps. That's stuff you're going to see publicly. He seems to be diverting around a lot of their what they show is like they pull, like when you're walking and there's like a hole in the floor and there's a rug over it type of thing. He seems to remove walk around those type of things basically. Because basically some of them were seeing him out of office by now. He's still there. Basically, they seem to be a bets of him not being there right now. So he survived a lot of their punches, basically. And of course, they're going to continue, but they are kind of surprised he lasted this long. Now, this is not all of the cabal, but this is a small portion, or a portion that's pretty involved. Of course, when I say involved, meaning they're not seen, but they're there. It's like seen but not heard, or not. No, that's not right. Heard but not seen is more like it. I mean, their orders are, obviously, the orders are there, but they're not. I'm not sure how they do that. I'm not getting a real. I mean, obviously through donors and things of that sort, they kind of hide themselves through other families, and they do work through donorship. They do work through that. They're not. No, where there is no paper trail to them. Anonymous names and things of that sort. Obviously, they have enough money to do that. And I do see the cabal. This is no surprise that they run companies that aren't well known. Obviously, they're much involved with the major players, of course, but also the companies I've never heard of. It's like, how do these companies make any money? It's like, no one even heard of these places. There's plenty of those around. It does seem like that's where a lot of their money is being funneled into. It's from the Federal Reserve. Somehow they're pumping it in there. Somehow they have their network. How they do that? There's a lot of companies around here I can't figure out. So it's like it's companies helping other companies. Companies come out of nowhere. That is basically your cabal system. And obviously, you most likely won't be able to tell, but you never know. You might. I don't know. They can mask it pretty well from what I'm gathering. And then they got bought out by the bigger ones like Microsoft or more known Illuminati built companies. Like Amazon, I don't feel like that's fully under cabal. It's. I think they're letting him do is whatever he wants to do. I don't think he's going to get antitrust. They're letting him do whatever they want to do. They have their reasons behind it. I'm going kind of late here, but for my internet situation, anyway, whatever. With the cabal, it does seem like they are. I don't know why they're here right now. I guess they're trying to get their word out in some regard. Let's see what else. Like at Amazon, I don't see it as fully bad. Microsoft's a total sellout. Apple is selling itself out little by little. Like with Steve Jobs, I did feel like Steve Jobs kind of got kicked out of there. They wanted him out of there because they couldn't get full control. So they do let these big companies grow themselves and do their own thing. They don't always buy in. I mean, they buy into them to help them, but they don't interfere. It seems like Amazon, that's where they're doing it. From what I'm gathering right now. From right now. They're probably there. If they are, I'm not feeling it, but they're there somewhere. But they're not a heavy presence there. They're letting the chief do his own thing. And it's funny, the chief, the CEO of Amazon, I've seen him in my dreams like 3 times. So I know him from other places. I mentioned a dream, about a restaurant, and that one is, anyway. It was so, anyway. As for innovation, basically. But as for the cabal energies, they are, what are you guys doing? They're trying to make themselves known somehow. Let's see. Their entertainment, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. If you look at entertainment, you look at it as more of a place of a message sender. So Disney, they hide a lot of stuff. That's a little bit hard to see through Disney. Some of these movies are a little bit more in your face. Like The Mummy. Mummy was have to do with like women are bad type of thing in some ways. And the male is still prominent here because Tom Cruise is kind of like the hero and blah, 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 blowing hot air out of his ass. And he's part of a cabal, Scientology. So Scientology is basically another form of mind control, obviously. That's more in your face than the other ones. But they don't really care where you go, you brainwash. It just as long as you're under their system, they don't care. So yeah, Scientology is very much it's an experiment that obviously went well. And they're actually surprised that he pulled it off. But they're always welcome for people. I don't know if he was a Mason or not, L. Ron Hubbard, but they're always looking for people to create this type of stuff and brainwash people. They're always into that type of thing. It's like they'll let them create it, build it, support them, and then take it over eventually. I don't think they're going to do that with Amazon because Amazon's running it pretty good. They do poke their holes in it. They do get their security. Like I said, the NSA, there's another NSA, a fourth dimensional NSA that you're not going to see. They're seeing, they're not something they're going to mention very often. And that's where the AI is connected to. That's mentioned in Project Camelot. I believe that's your AI. It's a grid that we do not see. As for the cabal energies, it does seem like they do like playing around with religion. They like hiding behind it. They work with religions to get their agendas done. So as for ISIS, is a playground right now. A sick one, of course. They're just playing with them. As us also. It's like chess. It's like right now they feel like ISIS is winning last week, at least being the boogeyman right now. That's our boogeyman. And it's like chess. They just think of a bunch of rich people and they're just playing around. I don't know if in their orgies or whatever it is, or wearing their masks or whatever is like eyes wide shut. But they are they do this stuff back room. That's not at the Bilderberg group. They're not doing it at a big meeting where it gets a lot of attention. They're doing this stuff behind closed doors. It's not something they're going to go put out there. They might have it at a party, a mansion, or something like that. But still there, it's going to be pretty quiet. California seems to be one of the places. Of course, they can do it anywhere around the world. California is definitely one of them. Switzerland, somewhere there. Somewhat. Germany. Germany. Either way, it doesn't matter. Where am I going with all this? As for ISIS is done in just like a rich person's party, basically. And they're just laughing about the whole damn thing. At least the negative ones are. The positive ones are trying to. I believe the positive ones are getting laughed at. I think they are organized. I believe Alex Jones said the positive ones aren't organized. I believe they are organized. It's just that what happens to the positive Illuminati, from what I'm gathering, because men are just tired of it. They don't want to be part of this sickness that's going on. But they get manipulated by the negative ones so often. They get pulled into this, just like your Congress and government. They get pulled into this. This is what I'm getting at least. So it's hard. It's like you're always getting screwed around with, basically. I believe sometimes it does end. That's when they start escaping, or I'm not sure how that works. They get out of it somehow. But to stay within where you have power, it's like a sick game, basically, from what I'm gathering. It's basically like a real twisted movie. Imagine there is movies out there that are probably depicting some things that they do, but imagine you can imagine what they are tug of war with each other. All this stuff exists. All of this just it's just a mind fuck, you can say. Voice from what I'm gathering. But like I say, ISIS is used. It's like you imagine like a room, rich people having a party, music, like probably like disgusting art everywhere of like corpses. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised. There'll probably some nice artworks, and there's some that are not so nice. But they're just laughing their asses about the whole thing. Well, not the positive, but the negative part. They're having their, $1,000, wine that they're probably going to throw out or whatever it is. And they're planning their next moves, basically. They're probably even planning where they're planning, they're planning where their plan, where they're going to have their next, problem. So it's pretty gross. So, and they just laugh their asses off. It's like, you can, eventually, I believe people will come out of the trance. Like I said, it's going to be a while to undo a lot of this, undo the programming. ISIS right now, of course, needs a lot of deprogramming. But of course, humanity does too, because you just have the home. The family is not always very friendly. I should know that. I'm growing up one that's kind of backwards. Obviously, I have a family that is that way for a reason, to learn. But it does seem like the family is where a lot of the manipulations are happening. Of course, like in my family, it happens a lot of fear. That's a place where a lot of the world's problems is within the family. It's just skepticism, whatever it is. It's like its own little terrorist group in some ways, because sometimes some are out there to terrorize each other, basically, just in their nature. So you got to kind of grow out of all of that, and understand what's around you, and that's the many are so skeptical because they've been so programmed for such a long time by the cabal, and they're just laughing their asses off about the whole thing. But they also do see the future coming. Of course, they connect to everything, and that from what they're doing the right thing, because they are teaching humanity. So on how you look at it, of course, yin and yang. You need both, of course, for your soul to expand. But yeah, it can get out of hand for sure. But yeah, it's but I do see them. I don't know. I see like the negative ones at least, marking, like being a little bit more blunt about what they're doing. It's like, let's see how awakened people are from what I'm gathering. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I'm not sure if we ever notice it. But it does seem like they're going to put interfield. I guess they will. In art somewhere. I don't know. They'll let me know. Okay, thanks. Yeah, well, they like being connected to, obviously. I mean, if you look at it in a neutral way, you're not like poking fingers at them. I believe they'll start coming through. It's just the way it is. It's all part of growing up. Because I was saying, you guys like screwed this whole place up. It's like, I don't know. They seem to be popping in more. That's interesting. I never really connected to anything like this before. Not like this. This is something different. It's like a mixture of both light and dark. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know. Whatever it is. They'll go into more details. They're just giving us a little bit of a glimpse of what they're doing. Obviously, through art, they are now. It does seem like paintings you have in art galleries. Who the hell looks at that stuff? It does seem like that's where they funnel a lot of their money into, like dark and that stuff that doesn't like twisted stuff. A lot of that's in New York City, but not so much. It does seem like they're going to have more of a. I don't know. It seems like they're going to expose themselves a little bit more of. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. In time, I guess we'll figure it out. Basically, the writing will be on the wall, basically, to explain themselves a little bit more, show themselves. Because it does seem like they want to be seen. It's like, that's the whole game. It's like, we're the ones playing humanity. But what's interesting is to see humanity, not rise up or, become more understanding of what's going on. If you go like Alex Jones and all paranoid, they got you by the balls, basically. If you're not paranoid to them, I believe they will talk to you. And that's for anybody that if you're interested in it. It's just part of growing up, basically. It's like talking to your mom and dad that you never got to see. In some ways, that's like that. It's just like they think they know better than you. That's why they have sports stadiums and stuff. We're just a bunch of children, basically. When you start growing up, it's like I want to be with the big boy, the parents, and they're okay. That's what I'm getting. Not going into a whole lot of detail right now. Now little glimpses. This is like a little preview of what's to come, but they're basically their lifestyles from gathering. They're going to be a little bit more queer here. That'll be interesting. Yeah, we're really interested in that. Yeah, just sodomy. Yeah, that's great. Thought like that style. Just obviously they're in the jewelry business. Beverly Hills, you see a lot of their people want to be like them, or in Beverly Hills. That makes a lot of sense. California, a lot of wannabes want to be like them. Kardashians are one of them. They want to be like them. Some people in the music industry, I don't know. Some are want to be like them. Some are terrified of them. So it's like, I'll take your money, but I'm terrified of you because they make them do all kinds of fucked up shit. So that's not what this is about. This is just about understanding it. It has nothing to do about doing any messed up stuff or anything like that. It's just understanding what this, it's all about. It's just understanding it. That's all. It's not doing anything weird or anything like that. That's not what this channeling is about. No, but they can, obviously to the music industry, they obviously have quite a hold on that. They use their symbolism as power over the people that are doing the music. Also, like Katy Perry. They do, it's the weird things they got going on there. It's seen as art, but it is shown how their twisted minds operate. But it does seem like at least for art paintings, they're going to start showing some, I don't know. I guess they'll give me a name or something like that. Yeah. Eventually give it kind of an idea of their mindset. It's interesting. Give it that. If you ever look up That Poppy, that has a lot of Illuminati stuff in it. That's like selling out to anyway. That's not fun stuff. But basically, this is just, like I said, none of this is any of that. It's not showing symbolism or anything like that. None of that crazy shit. The idea here is just to understand it, basically. Not get swept into it, because I'm not interested in that crap. But a lot of people are just terrified of them, obviously. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just obviously there's places you don't want to go, like Area 51, and there are places that you might be aware of. Mostly there to just give you fines. There is stuff going on there. Yeah. And Dulce, there's still stuff going on there. There's a lot of stuff that happened the show underwater. That's interesting. How does that work? Okay, that does make a lot of sense. So so they know what they're doing. I think his name was Dr. Laz, the guy that talked about Area 51. They knew him. They knew he was gonna. They saw him coming, obviously, but they let him do it because they want to see what would happen. Let's see here. What's his name? Area 51 whistleblower. I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Bob Lazar. That's it. Bob Lazar. They knew he was coming. They wanted to see what he was going to do. They wanted to see the public reaction also, which was It's like they figured it'd be too crazy for people to believe, but still, it was a big deal. It did kind of screw them over as for the secrecy, but they don't really care. It's all a game anyway. It just it got rid of all the secret, but they still do stuff there, of course. But like I said, so it's all just a game. Anyway, this would be. Oh, I wasn't expecting this to show up, so I guess it obviously has something to do with my internet crashing. So, problem gathering. So either way, okay. Blessings, everyone. Okay, now we have our final exit. It's 12 o'clock at night. Wasn't expecting to go in this direction, but that's what this channelings are all about, basically. Yeah, it's conscious channeling, because if I do the other, I'm worn out as it is. But this is like open. It's basically, know where I'm going to go with it and just see what comes through, basically. I know sometimes it's kind of long-winded, doesn't mean anything, but sometimes it does. So it's like you get little treasures here and there. And you got a weird one right here, that's for sure. If anything comes up, I'll mention it during the webinar. If anything, if I get anything, I guess they're going to be hanging out with me for now. I don't know who this is. Basically, it's the Illuminati energies. Basically, just deface or whatever, show themselves a little bit more. Basically, uh, I mean, this is all about growing up. So, all right, blessings everyone, and have a great day and a great night.